Hey YouTubers, Eli the OBD Tech. I'm here working on a 2009 Scion TC with a 2.4 liter engine. This video is going to be short, pretty much verifying for the customer if it really needs two front tire pressure sensors. She took it to a tire shop and they told her that her front two tire pressure sensors were at fault, which was the reason why her tire pressure indicator was on. Pretty much the symptom. I'm going to turn the ignition off, back on, is that the indicator starts blinking for about a minute or so, and then it stops, and then it stays solid. Alright, so like I said, I'll be verifying for the customer if this vehicle really does need two front tire pressure sensors. So I'll be using a scan tool, and it's also a perfect time for me to use a little neat tool here that I bought from OTC. It's a TPMS tire pressure reset tool. It's model 3834T. So I'll be using this as a standalone. Alright, so the first thing I'll be using is a scan tool. I'll be looking at the trouble codes to see if we have any multiple ones, or if the tire shop was actually telling the truth that this vehicle does need two front tire pressure sensors, or if they're lying and they're trying to sell her a second one. So we'll see right now. So I'm going to go into select system. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is read the trouble code to see if we have any multiple ones. So far it only shows one. Shows C2124 cannot receive a data from the transmitter ID 4 main. Status current trouble code, so it's happening right now. So this transmitter or tire pressure sensor, it can no longer send a signal to the receiver, which is our TPMS module. And the way these signals are sent is via radio frequency. Alright, so far the tire shop seems to be lying to the customer. It only shows for one. I'm going to go to read data stream. I'm going to select 1 through 4 in IDs. Tire pressure. Temperature 1 through 4. Battery 1 through 4. Threshold low pressure 1 through 4. Alright, so registered IDs 1 through 4, it does show a value, which is the ID. Now the ID tire inflation pressure 1 through 3, it does show some some type of pressure. Units are in bar, but the culprit one, which is ID 4, as you see here, it shows 0 bar. So that's already an indication, a flag, that this tire pressure sensor can no longer send a signal to the receiver. Temperature on ID 1 shows about 79 degrees Fahrenheit. ID 2 shows 81 degrees Fahrenheit. ID 3 shows 90, but ID 4 once again shows negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's probably a substituted value when the sensor goes bad. And it shows battery voltage 1 through 4 over. I'm not sure what the value means. And the initial threshold low pressure shows 0 bar. I'm not sure what it also means. So the rest also shows 0. So far by using the scan tool, we have identified that at least one of them is no longer functional. It's either the left front or the right front. I'm not sure. It doesn't tell me on the scan tool. So that's the reason I'll be using this little tool here to identify which of the two is a bad one. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to pretty much use this OTC TPMS TPR tire pressure reset tool. The way to use it to press the select. It's going to turn it on. Version 8.0, which is the latest one. I'm going to use it as standalone. This tool could also be used with the OTC Encore. Sorry for the background noise. I'm going to look for the Scion. If it's not under Scion, it's going to be under Toyota. So we'll see. So there's actually an option for Scion. I'm going to select. I'm going to look for TC. There it is. I'm going to select it. Select years 2006 to 2016. It's a 2009. I'm going to select. So now it's actually ready to read the tire pressure sensor. So I'm going to go to the front left and then show you guys. Alright, so I'm here at the front left tire pressure sensor. I'm going to select read sensor. Sorry for the glare. So it's going to give you either pass or failed as soon as it detects it. So it indicated a failed sensor. It was not able to read it, so that shows us that the culprit problem is the left front. So I'm going to go to the other side, the right front one, and show you guys a good working one. So here we go. I'm going to select the button again. So it found it. It shows us the ID for this tire pressure sensor, and it also shows us the PSI for this tire, which is 28.3. So that's the way to use this tool here, the OTC tire pressure reset, as a standalone. Alright guys, so hopefully there's two ways of identifying a faulty tire pressure sensor by using a scan tool and using a TPMS tire pressure sensor tool. In this case I'm using an OTC 3834T model. Alright guys, so this is Eli the OBD Tech. Subscribe if you like.